Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for Sentinel's Metamor-Force line. We have the Eagle Fighter. Now this turns into basically Dancouga's head. Now this is also going to be a blind review, meaning I know little or none at all about Dancouga. But nonetheless, it's an awesome super robot. Now, this is quite interesting. We recently got the Metamor-Force Dancouga. It's big, it's quite nice, and I will show that for size comparison in a bit. But now they're making an upscale version of that. And this could open to a possibility that they are gonna make that huge Dancouga figure. Yep. Anyways, here we go. So here's the box. I got mine from Amiami. It is quite expensive. Well, knowing Sentinel, this retails about close to $130 to $150. That's about the retail price. Something tells me this might go on clearance, as some of Sentinel figures do. So might be worth waiting a little while. I don't think this is sold out yet. Yeah, well, maybe till they've announced the other ones, and there's a possibility that, yeah, it'll be great to have a complete set later on. Anyway, so here's the box. Here's to the side, quite nice. So he does have 3 modes. We got the robot mode, the eagle mode, and the head mode. Yep. Quite interesting. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. I'll do a quick unboxing. I usually open my box from the bottom. And inside, for a $150 figure, you're not getting much. Oh jeez, I thought there'll be more, but not really. You get your instruction booklet here. There's actually quite a bit for the instruction of this guy here. Well, there are 3 modes, and they kind of go in detail how to transform each aspect of it. Inside, we have a pair of closed fists, a pair of open hands, and you have one that's already kind of attached to the rifle. And I kind of see why they did that. For the most part, the only way you're gonna hold the rifle is with a trigger finger hand, and it's always tricky getting it in there, and considering how small it is and how heavy that weapon is, might as well get it fitted there. Yep, and we have the figure here. This is quite lightweight. Yep. Might have to, I think it was like this. There we go. You can see the head on the back there, but yeah, it's quite light. Nice details. Actually, let me get the rest of it out of the background. Alright, so a quick comparison. Now we have Sentinel's 4-inch Nell Mega Man here. So that's basically the 4-inch mark. But for those who are really curious how tall it is. So up to the back, kind of like the cowl or the hood, it's about 5¼ inch. So up to this part here. Up to the wings, it's about 6 3/4, about 7-inch. So basically it's more of a 5-inch figure in that sense. Alright, so that's pretty much that. Otherwise, if you want to have an idea how big it is compared to the Dancouga, I put that aside there, make space. There we go, get the Dancouga in the screen here. There we go. So that's pretty much how big this Dancouga is. This is a really awesome figure, but there we go. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the details and articulation. So first off, we see that bright red on the chest right there, onto the crotch area, to the head, onto the side of the wings here, maybe on the feet. Quite nice. Then you have this gunmetal here and some silver. Then you have chrome hands. Now for the face, quite nicely detailed also. You get that metallic green for the camera, gold eyes, and you have this kind of like well, probably silver for the face. I had a little mishap. Mine has some red, as you can see on the underside. I thought it was just a residual paint from other things, but it turns out that this whole face area is probably in a red plastic and they painted over, and I had something that kind of peeled off on that bottom side. Not a big deal, but kind of sucks. And there's not much I can do. It's really hard to replicate that silver. I don't have that kind of paint. Otherwise, he got this nice metallic red here, kind of like a candy coated red. Same thing with the eyes on the back here for the head area, which we'll see as we transform this. Then you have this vents here, nice gray. Just overall the detail and the matte black finish, really nice. Yep. Alright, so going over articulation, the neck area, let's see here. It's on a ball joint, so you can move the head around fairly well. Then you have the shoulder here. Aside from part of the transformation, you have a quiet of hinges, joints that you can move around. So very articulated. You even have that bicep swivel right there. You have your double jointed elbow, and you got your wrist joint. So it's there. The articulation is there. Now for the waist, I don't think we have any. There is a bit of an extension, but that's part of the transformation. So there's no torso articulation, but you have your waist, your leg, you have your thigh swivel right there, which you can turn. It's a little stiff right now, but there it is. Your knee bend, double jointed as well. Although it seems like we can only move it at 90 degrees. It's double jointed because some of the transform makes you do this. Yep. This part here slides down, but another part of transformation, but it does give you another look if you wanna fold it down like this. Yeah, it's quite nice. Then you have your ankle joint right here. It's a ball joint. You can do a lot of things with that. Then you have your toe and even a backside here, which is also part of the transformation. Yeah, overall, very articulate figure. Now, for the hands, we have the closed fist here, which just easily swappable. But we'll do that later on. For the weapon, we have this awesome rifle here. It's you got that black matte finish, really nice. You got the green for the scope. You have a silver for the barrel tip. Really nice. Although there's not much anything going on here. I don't think there's any transformation or any gimmick that moves. So it's just one solid block. This thing here feels like it's put on. I mean, we can probably detach this, but we're not going to. There's no point. It's one of those that if you're gonna use it, you just gotta have it with a hand. We pop this off. It's ball jointed along with the hand. Attaches right here. I would probably say it goes underneath the hand, and it is a short peg there. From time to time, it does pop off. So just gotta be careful. Now, we don't really have a hand to kind of support this other than this kind of like open hand here, which is not too bad, but you gotta have to play along trying to get that sweet spot. And oops. And part of that is just trying to get it, because I mean, you do have some articulation there, but you gotta play along with the joints, basically. Anyways, that's good enough. Now for the wings, I think I haven't mentioned that yet, but you can move them to the side. There's actually a locking mechanism here, or the tab for that wing. This plays along more later on for the transformation. We can rotate this around, so you can actually have a working wing. Let's see here, we can pull this kind of backward a little bit and get that wing going on. If you want to kind of have that. Not sure if this is actually right for the anime that he does this, but you can have that mode, which is kind of cool. Anyways, let's get to the eagle mode. Alright, so for the transformation, I've only done this first time, and it didn't even work out for me. Well, I'll show you, or I'll tell you why. It didn't work out. It basically, I was trying to hide the face, and might have to play around with it to get it right. And anyways, I've already folded this down, but that's one part that we have to do. You know, from here, just fold this down here. And we have to kind of extend this waist. It's push in there, but you can extend this out. Now we're gonna hide the head here, and it's kind of in that weird that you just push this all up, then it kind of hides it. Yeah, there. So that's that part. Let's see here. We're gonna fold this down. Fold this down. Let's see what else we got here. We're gonna raise this up here. And I think for the arms, we're gonna move it backwards. Now, this part is a little tricky, but so I think the idea is we want it to be like this. So trying to get it to that position, to just fold it up like this. And next part is we're gonna hide it like this, I believe. So we're getting there, and we're definitely need to fold this around. And I think this head part here kind of goes forward. Whoops. And I just popped that off. I guess you gotta be careful what you're grabbing. It's just attached on pegs. There we go. I think I got that right. I was trying to pull this out, and I believe there is another joint there. There we go. I was trying to extend that. There we go. Nice. Alright, so moving on. There are tabs on the legs, which goes in the silver part. And we're gonna attach that somehow. There we go. I guess we just have to push that in. This one, yeah, it's kind of tricky too. All right, so I think we got it. Then we gotta kind of close this in. There we go. We got that part there, and I believe this just pegs in, and it's kind of tricky which way it goes. I have to kind of look on the instruction, but according to this, this part here is supposed to be that. It goes like this, somewhat, I believe, and maybe it goes like this. Yeah, so this outer part goes outward, then the thumb touches together, and we kind of just have to fold this in. There are tabs on both ends, or both sides of the forearm. So that one tabs in there. This one too. And it's kind of hard to see that, but just gotta get in there. I mean, there's a bit of flex on the joint. Whoop. Until you pop them out. I'm not too fond of that short peg, but it holds. Just sometimes it just kind of pops when you exert too much force on it. But that's a great thing too, because it pops out than breaking. So, and yeah, I'm trying to get that peg in there. It's a little difficult. I'm just hoping the matte finish on the black doesn't rub off, as I've been trying to kind of push things around. Alright, so this thing also moves. And for the most part, I think we're done. I mean, certain times it gets undone, but... I mean, yeah, we almost got it. Anyways, this is the eagle mode. Right there. Got that nice gold on that eagle's eye. Quite interesting. It's not too bad. But it does work. I mean, the face is still hidden there. And I think I got it right this time. Alright, so let's go to the fun part, turning it into a giant head. Actually, it's kind of interesting that they show in the instruction, or the final product, that this thing is over here. So, I really don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter if you flip that leg part in and out. Alright, so anyways, moving on. Let's push that back and unpeg this. Alright, so we're gonna push this down and kind of, there's a little tab there which goes on top of the head. We're gonna be mounting it in there somehow. There we go. Now we're gonna open this up. We're opening this up because every time you slide this in and out, you don't want to be hitting the other pieces. And there we go. So just slides back there. Let's see here. I believe this just folds down like this, and that's when you get that double jointed elbow knee comes in handy. Same thing on this side. Oops, I forgot it was still tabbed in. This part still connected there. Alright, so we're gonna fold that in down over here. What am I trying to get my tongue tied there? Fold it down. Alright, so for this part, instead of this long, or the relaxed hand, so we're gonna exchange it with the closed fist. There we go. That way it's gonna be a little bit more hidden as we kind of tuck it in on the back side of the head somehow. Alright, so from my understanding, we're gonna open this up and fold it like this. Sometimes it does. Yeah, we gotta be careful to make sure the joint is facing the right way before you bend it. Otherwise, like what I just did. And again, it's great that it does pop off on its own. Alright, so we're almost there, and basically we're just gonna bend this back like this. Get all that bend. There we go. And the fun part, we're gonna just put everything together. Close the fist. This becomes the side panel of the head. The wings. And push this back here. Now there are tabs again using that silver piece. It connects to that tab right there. And you just kind of have to align it somehow. Might have to kind of readjust certain things, but they do tab in place. There we go. So everything just kind of comes together. And more or less, I think that's it. Hoping I didn't screw up anything. But that's it. I mean, the legs kind of just sticks down there, but something tells me it will connect to some part if they ever make that, the rest of the body. Yeah, so it's it kind of holds together quite solid. And looking at face sculpt, that is just gorgeous. Really nice design. And you got those red eyes, all the panels. yeah, it reminds me of G-Force with that eagle helmet thing. But yeah, this is quite nice. I think I forgot to close it. There we go. I think everything is there. And there we go, we got the head. And it's kind of like a waiting game. And yeah, really nice to have the rest of the body. Alright, so here it is, compared to the Dancouga, or the complete one. So that is quite a difference. Now, if I do some measurements, that size there for the head, this is probably 3 lengths in terms of the height, more or less. I'm just estimating there. Up to this, the head here, I'm not counting the backpack, but or the wings, it's about 9 inches. 9 times 3, 27 inch. That's a really huge figure. If they're ever gonna make a complete one. And what scares me is this is already about $150 just for the head. And just looking at the comparison with the size of that head right there to the feet, I think one of them is a liger, I forgot what the other one is. Oh, those could easily cost about $200 to $300 a piece for the feet. Then when you consider how much it'll be for the mammoth, or basically the bulk of the body, oh boy, that's probably around $500 to $800, give or take. Of course, considering all of those, we're gonna be looking at around $1,500 around there, and I'm just speculating. $1,500 of a figure. That is quite crazy. But at the same time, it's gonna be an amazing figure. Yeah, just look at this head. It's amazing, and just imagine getting that up to that scale, that huge of a figure. And if they include the sword, you're gonna have 3 times the length of that. That's almost, just multiplying everything by 3, I guess. That's 10. Yeah, you're gonna have a 30-inch sword. Oh, geez, that's huge. It's almost like a short sword, or an actual. It's not gonna be a long sword, but good sizable sword. But yeah, yeah, it's gonna be interesting if they ever push through. But I'm just curious if they can ever make that. On another thing though, it's possible they could just make it that it's, well, knowing Sentinel, they'll make it transformable. I was thinking if they're just gonna have that body, just have the details outside but not transforming. But I think that kind of pulls it away from being an awesome figure that everything transforms. And I'm hoping they do. But yeah, that's gonna be a lot of an investment, getting that expensive figure. Anyways, that's about it for this review. But before we get to that part, I just want to show one more thing. Alright, so for the time being, it does make an awesome head for the Hulkbuster. Yep. So for those who are not familiar with this particular figure, this is the King Arts Hulkbuster. It's almost as big as the Hot Toys Hulk. And now we have the Mark 43 right there. And some of my display pieces there. Yeah, this guy is quite big. But yeah, quite amazing. But definitely, if once everything's there, it's gonna be taller. And I'm not even sure if I can even have it on this display. Anyways, back to my desk. That's pretty much it for the review. If you got questions, let me know. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching. And for those gonna ask, yes, you can do this too.